I wanted to talk about trying to find relationships. And it's not the kind of relationship you're thinking of, but I am realizing that it is as important as the relationships that I have with other people, and that is finding a relationship with your art and with your creativity. This just like came to me last week. I was in Canada, getting away from heavily saturated and populated areas might clear my brain. It might just clear the rot to leave room for actual thoughts. So maybe that's the reason. I don't know. It also happened when I was like already halfway asleep. So maybe it's a conscious to unconscious purgatory that I find I'm creative. I'm not sure. I kind of just started rambling in my notes app, and I don't really remember everything that I wrote, but I guess I will read it and then reflect and try to understand what I was thinking of at 1 a.m. I think I started off just rambling about not having created anything in a while. And that's when I found the importance of finding the relationship with just letting my mind go with this idea of not having created in a while, because I was very fulfilled in my art at the beginning of this year, like the first half of the year. It was great. And then I just hit a wall, and I didn't even feel like I could, and like questioned if I can even continue doing this for the rest of my life. Like, I don't even know. Anyway, let's get to what I wrote, because I forget. I feel like I haven't been creative in a very long time. I've fallen victim to this mindset that tells me once I complete one project, I have a pass to do nothing for a while after that. And this only manifests itself into guilt for not creating more after that. I have to find a relationship with art. It's not just a one and done. You can't just go on a date with someone and call it a healthy, realistic relationship. You have to stay consistent. You have to learn about one another and be excited to have new experiences with one another. I need to be more creative in order to learn more about my relationship I have with my creativity. And avoidance is not the solution. Breaks are healthy, yes. You need to be a human who lives a life outside of the relationship, yes. I was lucky enough to be a part of a webinar with the editors of Everything Everywhere All at Once. And Paul Rogers was saying how you need to have a life outside of your work. Because how are you supposed to make conscious judgment to your work if you have nothing to base it on? Also, it prevents burnout. He also reminded us college students that were on the call, we should expect bad work. Like, that's just going to be a part of the process. Everything you make isn't going to be great. And I am afraid of imperfection, which is, it's normal, like, to nitpick and be critical. It's horrible how organized I think I need to be to succeed. It's a blessing in some cases, but it builds a terribly large barrier between me and starting something. And so I was excited when I was writing this down, because I was like, oh yay, I have a train of thought again. You know what I mean? Like, I have just lacked that for months, having my own train of thought, like something that is mine, that came from my brain. I feel like I haven't been original in a really long time. So do I fake it till I make it? Force myself to just try and make something? I think so. I really do, because when I go, okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, and finally just open the page of my journal or my sketchbook or pour the glass of water to wash my paintbrushes, I can dedicate as much time as I need to a project, to a thought, to expanding a thought. All I really need to do is start. I was trying to sleep before I wrote this, and I just thought, I haven't created in a while. I should write that down. And now I'm 6 stanzas deep. And then that's only about half of this note, which is pretty exciting. It's hard to not feel like an imposter, a coward. And I'm not saying like, OMG, I'm like those people who are actually incredible at something. Woe is me. No, I actually find myself not knowing anything about something that I claim to know things about. Or that I just desire to know things about, and I'm just like not dedicating the time to learn them. Why not? Like, I want to. Like, there's literally nothing stopping me from learning things. But I just fall into a routine of avoiding it for some reason. I rewatched a sound design video I liked on YouTube of this dude manipulating like a potato boiling sound into an impact sound. And he was explaining it fluently in a language I can only describe as software. And I was just so lost. Like, I was so confused. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I have no clue what this dude is on about. And he has this connotation of, when he's explaining these things, of like, oh yeah, and then I just like did this and manipulated this, 'cause duh. What? Am I allowed to be so confused? Am I avoiding it because I'm so confused? But I yearn to know. You know what I mean? Am I allowed to take in information slower than a sponge? Not even that. Like, am I even capable? Like, where is my proof that I have potential? And I know I have it, you know? Then I say, okay, now this is pretty dramatic. I know I have the capability of learning information. It's what we do every day. It's actually pretty easy. Learning information is very easy, and we are programmed to do that, and we are always learning, whether we're conscious of it or not. But seeing the gap between me and a professional, or even an amateur who just knows a lot of stuff, it's pretty devastating, like, personally, to yourself. It's like, man, I am so not there. And it's a long way until I could ever be there. Because some people are just so smart. And determination is one of the most difficult things to fester up. And it's not much more than just pushing yourself beyond the thought that you can't do it. It's really just pushing through something. It's just pushing through that massive barrier. That's all that it is, determination. Like, it's not any easier than that. And seeing the barrier to push through, although, you know, in the past it's worked, just to count down and go, just get up and go. I've been choosing to just nest on one side of the barrier. And this is my final little stanza that I write. I know the feeling of bliss on the other side. I've broken this barrier before. It's embarrassing sitting in my little nest back on this side. But when I sit dormant, I lose the muscle to push through the barrier. Hopefully this turns into something, you know? Hopefully I'm not just talking to myself. Hey, honestly, if I'm just talking to myself right now, this helped me out. Like, I have my back. I have my back. I think I'm the only one who can have my back. You know what I mean? When coming up with original stuff, I yearn to have things that are from my brain. And it's exciting when my brain writes things that I can perceive as, whoa, wait, that's like pretty good. That's something right there. Because I'm also really good at saying something, being like, wow, that was nothing. That was stupid. Like, it's there. It's gonna come around. It's just the sitting with nothing, sitting with no thoughts and like nothing. Oh my gosh, it's horrible. You want to create so bad, and it's like, wow, I can't, and I won't, because there's nothing there. Like, I don't know how to do that. Anyway, what was this about? Oh yeah, finding a relationship. I think I need to go back to like stanza number 3, where it's like, you need to do art more. First, one, because then it'll become a routine, and that's important. But 2, then you'll learn about your relationship with what you're doing, and it'll grow, and it'll become healthy. When I avoid it, it's not healthy. So then when I do it, I'm placing a lot of pressure on it. That's why this year I've learned a new kind of drawing art style of more is more, and just doing it and doing it often and doing it small and quick and with a pen so I can't erase it. It's been amazing. Like, just drawing, knowing that it's probably not going to be good. Knowing that I'm not good at, say, drawing humans. Like, that's fine. I know that. But then the more I drew, I was like, wow, I really like drawing trees. I learned that about my art. I learned that about this relationship I have with it. It wasn't until I co-directed a short film a few months ago that I learned I like directing stuff that's, the sole purpose is to have people enjoy it and have people laugh at it and have people not try to find a deep meaning in it, because it's just like a present moment thing. This isn't supposed to change your life. I learned that. I'm not, as a student filmmaker, I'm not trying to make things that are changing your life. I don't think that's my job. I learned that I just like making things that are entertaining and creating things that can have a fulfilling set environment too, because that's really important. And that's probably going to evolve, but that's where I'm at right now. I actually started writing a script today that's like, could turn into something pretty fun, but we'll see. I went to Chicago with my mom, and we were just walking along the street. I was so far removed from my routine of rot here in this room that I was able to just like take this little thing and think and come up with stuff. Anyway, I'm excited to rekindle the relationship I have with my thoughts. I'm feeling more like myself again. Yeah, having confidence in them too, like having confidence in my ideas and being able to disagree with people who don't agree with it. It's like, no, I think it's cool. So anyway, okay, now I'm gonna try to edit this and see if it's anything. We'll see.